YouTube, welcome back to our channel. You know what time it is.
Whoa, just take it easy, man.
Was that too much energy for a chapter review? Yeah, whatever. You already know what it is. Like I said, it's a chapter review for Kaiju number 8, so you already know. We have to start off by giving a round of applause to Matsumoto. Because this week, bro, he hit me right in my heartstrings. I got emotional this chapter. I ain't afraid to say it. It happens. This chapter really hit on the heartstrings. Kafka got reintroduced back into the story again, which was awesome to see. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Welcome back to our channel, The D Trope. It is Dalton, aka the Sly Senpai, and today we are just talking about Kaiju number 8, chapter 65. Without further ado, let's get into it. So quick little side note, I love the cover art for this chapter. It was awesome to see just a younger Mina and Kafka standing next to each other and seeing things how they were back then versus how they've played out now. Seeing that Mina had the sign that said vice captain behind her while she's a captain, while freaking Kafka behind him had the sign that said captain, and he's really only at 1% suit output percentage. Obviously he's Kaiju number 8, but just funny to see this chapter cover art. I thought that it was funny more than anything. But yeah, let's talk about the chapter. So the beginning of this chapter, honestly, I feel like he was almost giving a little bit of homage shout out to One Piece. If anybody's keeping up with the manga right now, we basically know that Luffy beat Kaido, and everybody figured out through Morgs, aka the newspaper, that Luffy did it. And we start off this week of Kaiju number 8 with basically everybody figuring out via news that, hey, Reno is tested compatible with the Kaiju number 6 suit, and he's going to be the first ever user of this suit and is undergoing training for it right now. Everybody is shook and everybody is surprised, and even Kafka is surprised. But whenever Kafka figures out, Kafka is more than anything saying, but wait, Reno can't do that because he's just doing this to fight number 9. And fighting number 9 is the most dangerous thing he can do. Right as soon as Kafka starts having these thoughts, it's just basically rewinds right back to the last mission that Kafka was in, and Kikoru slaps Kafka over the top of the head and is like, quit underestimating us. Like, just because you are Kaiju number 8 doesn't mean that we aren't great too. And she says, Reno is still a soldier. Like, Reno is also here to fight. So Kikoru's first thought is actually, if Reno's getting stronger and pushing his limits, then I have to do the same myself. And I love this out of Kikoru. This is just her personality just coming out right in your face. I'm excited to see what weapon she gets to use next. I'm excited to see how strong Kikoru gets. Obviously, Narumi's gonna get her stronger. We know that she's gonna be with Narumi for a lot of this, but just seeing that ultimate transformation that she gets whenever we finally go into this final war with Kaiju number 9 is gonna be crazy, dog. But more than anything, this chapter really starts showing from right here the mindset that we're seeing from Kafka. Kafka truly does care about these other people, but at the same time, Kafka also wants to be acknowledged by these people for what he is doing for them. Kafka doesn't feel like he's contributing. He feels like Kaiju number 8 is contributing, but what is Kafka doing himself to contribute? And I'm getting too ahead of myself, but bro, we're about to start getting into it. Let's go. So we flash forward to later on that night, and Kafka, like the dog he is, you know what I'm saying, getting in some extra work and just running laps around the track. While he's putting in this extra work, he's reminiscing back on the day that he's had, and he's thinking to himself, Reno really is a great soldier. He's incredible, and he's getting more recognition for what he's done. But can I say the same for myself? Have I seized anything through my own efforts? Have I protected anybody using my own powers? At the end of the day, he's thinking to himself, I'm not the one who's needed. They need Kaiju number 8. They don't need Kafka Hibino. And man, if this part didn't start making y'all emotional, bro, y'all are soft. I don't care. That's an oxymoron. If it didn't make you emotional, you're soft. But I said what I said, bro. This really started hitting me in my feels, man. This whole time, Kafka, there's so many people. It's crazy whenever you read a story like this, because this is something that we probably all do. We probably do great things all the time, but it's so easy to not notice the great things that you're doing and only notice the things that are drawing you back. Kafka doesn't realize that he quite literally helped everybody when he told people, hey, these kaiju can reproduce during that first mission. And he basically said, you need to like destroy the reproductive core, that way they don't reproduce and destroy us all because they get stronger after we destroy them the first time. Kafka's contributed in multiple ways, and at the end of the day, Kafka is risking himself, you know what I'm saying? Even if he doesn't think that he's contributing, anytime that he turns to Kaiju number 8, he's contributing, bro. This man might never turn back to a human again. So the fact that he's contributing his own life to help protect others, bro, you're doing everything that you can. But I'm just ranting, man. Kafka got me emotional this chapter, bro, and I am a Kafka supporter. I see you, Kafka. I see you. So we basically go from seeing that Kafka is sad and somber to seeing that Vice Captain Hoshina is actually sitting off in the background, and he's like, so you don't look too chipper right now, Kafka? And Kafka's like, and looks over and sees Captain Hoshina and is like, Vice Captain Hoshina. And as he's saying his name, Vice Captain Hoshina immediately presses him and puts one of those blades up to Kafka's neck again, and is like, oh. And right after Kafka gives him that reaction, Vice Captain Hoshina's like, all right, we're even now. And Kafka's like, huh? And he's like, it just feels so much better. He's like, that's for you not telling me that you're Kaiju number 8. And takes his blade and flings it, and you see that it's actually not one of his real blades, but just one of his rubber blades. And this is just something that you just have to appreciate about Vice Captain Hoshina so much throughout this story. There's times where us as readers have felt down, and there's times where especially Kafka has felt down. But if there's one person that always makes us just feel up and like we know that something comedic / serious is gonna happen at the same time, it's Vice Captain Hoshina, man. Like, he just brings such a great element to this story, and I need to make a freaking analysis video on him because I just have a deep appreciation for Vice Captain Hoshina, bro. But right after this happens, he basically goes on to tell Kafka that, hey, I basically learned about you in Kaiju number 8. I learned that the more that you use that Kaiju number 8 mode, you basically are not going to be able to transform back into a human. So thank you for doing what you did, but you don't need to transform anymore. Like, I'll make sure that I can walk a path to make sure you don't have to transform. And right then you start seeing Kafka cry because it's like he forgot that Vice Captain Hoshina might be one of the most strict seeming people there, but if there's anybody that has more compassion than Vice Captain Hoshina, please show them to me, bro. Because I have not seen a character in this series truly care about everybody else selflessly more than he does himself. Even learning that his blade fighting technique isn't meant for fighting kaiju in this current era, yet he risked it all on the line just because of that basically camaraderie and love that he has for those peers around him. And right after that, you see Kafka basically go on to tell Captain Hoshina, the truth is that I want to be recognized through my own efforts, just like Ichikawa, just like you, and just like Mina Ashiro. But it's not enough. He's like, it's so frustrating. He's like, his strength alone is not enough to stop kaiju. Even his suit output percentage is at 1%. It's like one of those things that's funny for us, but for Kafka, imagine being that one person that's only getting that marginally better every time. Ihara was mad because Reno was making crazy strides. Kafka only went up 1%, bro. So this has to be a burden that's just bearing with him all this time. Kafka is 32 years old. He barely just old enough to join the defense force. So for this man to have to even wait this long to finally try to fulfill his dreams, and now that he finally does get a chance to fulfill his dream, and he's like, I'm not even getting a chance to fulfill it because of like what I'm doing. I'm getting a chance to live out my dreams because the Kaiju number 8 came inside of me. Pause. And that's something that's hard to live with, man. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Or it's like, what came, like, what brought about Kafka's greatness, himself or Kaiju number 8? And that's something that Kafka is gonna have inner turmoil with for the rest of this series. But from there, you see Kafka say, I can't accept that backseat pass that you're trying to give me, Vice Captain Hoshina. I won't coast by because I'm tired of seeing these tears in my comrades' eyes. So from here on out, I'll turn into Kaiju number 8 and fight if I need to. And it was right then and there where Vice Captain Hoshina almost forgot about that determination that Kafka really does have. Even if Kafka doesn't have the same suit output percentage as everybody else, it doesn't matter, because when the time comes, Kafka will not hesitate to put his own life on the line in form of transforming into into Kaiju number 9 to protect the ones that he cares for. So once Captain Hoshina sees that, he says, follow me. I'm gonna teach you how to fight. And that's how we end this chapter. And I thought that it was like a cut and dry chapter, but a very deep chapter at the same time, man. Like I said, that made me emotional reading what Kafka was going through, bro. This is something that we've known that Kafka's been dealing with for a while now, but I feel like Vice Captain Hoshina was the first person that Kafka actually felt comfortable just letting it out with, man. Hopefully from here, we're gonna get to see the upgrades that Kikoru gets, the upgrades that Kafka's gonna get whenever he learns how to fight in that close quarter style that Vice Captain Hoshina knows how to fight in, man. So I don't know, we have a lot of things to look forward to. Yes, we're still in our training arc, but we're getting to a very fun part in our training arc, and people can't complain no more because Kafka's back in the story again, and that's what y'all were complaining about before, so enjoy it. But other than that, man, what did y'all think about chapter number 65? I enjoyed it a lot. I would definitely have to give this like a 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, just for the emotional aspect that it brought about. But is there anything that you think I'm missing? Other than that, you know, it's the end of the video. I don't have COVID no more, so let me pee. Come on, G.